Yeah, I opened it, man. That was brutal.
Oh, you mean Bill Babel?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He said he sent it to me, but I don't have it.
Yeah, I looked at that, man. You don't want to see it. It's brutal. I've been thinking about it off and on a couple of days, man. It's just brutal, man. I'm like, wow.
What was it anyway?
Well, these two people they look like they're maybe in their late 30s, early 40s, and they're out there shoveling their driveway, and they're pushing the snow across the road and onto the terrace of the guy across the street's house. He's an older guy, and he comes out, and he's like, hey, man, could you, knock it off, whatever. And they get into a big argument, and the next thing you know, the guy and his wife are just casually shoveling snow across the street. He's like, come on, man, what's, F you, and I'm gonna kick your ass, and you're nothing but a PUSSY, and blah, 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 blah. And the old man walks away. He says, I'm a pussy, huh? And he walks away, and he comes back out, and he's got a handgun, and they start, oh, big man, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, pop, 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 pop. And then you hear the screams, no, and oh, 911, and pop, 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 pop. And then the old man, they're laying on the ground, gasping for breath. He walks into his house, picks up a rifle, comes back out, and says, you couldn't leave it alone. Pop, pop. Puts a couple in her, and then finds him and puts a couple in him.
Oh, yeah, I remember him telling me that. Yeah, I didn't need to see that. He said he sent it, but I never got it. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, he sent it to me, like I said, but I couldn't open it. It said it was blocked.
I mean, it desenses you because you could see the anger in these people was just brutalizing this old man, just dumping snow on his property. And then, of course, you could tell that they've had problems before. They were just too brutal to each other. And these people, and the dude actually threatened him, he threatened to say, oh, and all this kind of stuff. And the old guy just lost it, man.
Yeah, that's why I said you could tell just by listening to the way his story's told is that you don't even have to see it, that you can tell that that's not the first tension that's been between them.
Yeah, but he shot himself, didn't he?
Yeah, well, we waited for the cops to show up. When the cops showed up, he put a cap in his ass and that was that. But still, I mean, people, man. Why would you? I'll be honest with you, man. The two people that got shot really escalated it beyond what it needed to be. I mean, you could tell that they were kind of like, they were bullies. You could see what was going on there, and they were neighborhood bullies. It was weird, man, but. It makes you, when you look at it, it makes you see, like, okay, you got it coming, but nobody's got that coming, you know what I mean? Over a stupid disagreement about snow or whatever, or even arguing, come on, man. I could see if somebody was attacking you or something like that, but to just walk out there and start putting caps in people's asses, I mean, if they do threaten you, call the cops.
Hey, Dave?
Well,
yeah.
I got a question.
That's the way the world is becoming now, and that's what they're turning it into.
Well, yeah, that's what they want. That's what they want us all to be at that point of that old man. That's what they want. Yeah, go ahead, Teddy.
Yeah, you said I'll be honest with you. That means you've lied to me before?
On several occasions, yep. Mm-hmm. You didn't, this is the first time you're hearing of this, or?
Yeah, okay.
I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. Hey, don't ask a question you don't want the answer to. I give you a perfect example. One day you said, hey, how's it going, Dave? And I said, great. Right there, that was a lie. I'm going to tell you right now.
When people ask me that and I tell, well,
There's a tear in my beer, and I'm crying for you, dear. You were on my lonely mind.
There's no I in beer.
Boy, old Hank, boy, he was the shit right there, buddy. I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill.
Ted, I found a house for us.
I find us a house right over the hill.
Holy shit, I thought I was on the bond down.
That's right, big boy. Do-si-do, and around we go. Good morning from N9WU.
Good morning. You are tuned in to the Grand Ole Opry.
Why, certainly.
Louisiana Walmart. This is it in my head. Okay.
How many cups have you had so far?
This is it. Can't keep us apart. I'm on number 3 or 2.5.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Booyah!
Yahoo!
WTF. Chicago!
Wow.
That had stupid call signs like WTH, what the hell? WTF, what the Frank?
Was that what that stands for, Frank?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fargo. What's the fart? Fargo.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can hear it in your smile. All I ever wanted.
Not recently.
Well, I got a sign right here that explains it all, Ted. You want me to send it to you?
Yeah. Here's your sign.
The sign says, you know Animal from Sesame Street, the drum player? Yeah, you know, he's kind of a nut. Well, there's a picture of him on there, and at the top it says, me, my friend, when I was born, I was slapped. You, my friend, however, when you came out, they damn threw you against the wall.
Everybody signed up for Morning 2, M0WOU.
Man, my sound card blew up on my computer.
Religions of fans.
Well, you knew that, didn't you?
An old card, an old sound card that I can plug into my slot here. There's a find the driver for it. It's an old, what do they call that? Windows,
XP?
what?
No, Windows 2000?
No, after that.
Oh, Windows 96.
Millennium.
After.
Millennium.
Windows 98.
The last one they had before they went to 7 and 10 and all that.
98 or 95.
Well, no, that's XP.
EXP, whatever?
XP. XP and XP Pro.
Yeah, Windows XP. That's what I got on this machine.
Yeah, I got a couple of laptops with that on you.
Well, the reason that I've got XP on this machine is because it's got a DOS shell on it, and I can use it for all my logging software. It's hooked up to my radios. You know, it still has a serial port as opposed to a USB port.
Mm-hmm.
All the radios, the older Yaesu radios, all have serial ports on them. They don't have USB ports on them. So unless you're going to, you know, buy an adapter and do all that crap, it's easier just to run an older machine. And, you know, I don't do any major internet searching with it or anything like that. So it's just basically here to program the scanners and, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, it's the same with my laptops. They're used for programming radios. They don't go on the internet or anything, so that's basically all they're used for. The batteries are wore down now. That I think if I charge the batteries, I don't even know how long. I don't think they hold the charge very long.
Yeah. Yeah, this is particular. I got an 847 over here too, and as I remember when I bought this, I couldn't get it hooked up to the internet. There's something wrong with it, or to the computer. There's something wrong with the the RSTLE on this thing. I even tried, as I recall, the 847 uses a null cable, and I tried that, and I tried everything, and it wouldn't work. So that's why I didn't hook it up over here, because I moved the 847 over here when I put the 897 to use over there. Well, now, over there, he's got a 706 Mark II. But hey, I talked to your favorite person last night, Mike, Steve, W9NBC, and I told him that I'd let him have one of these 706s and a power supply to play with up there where he's at. So he's stuck in the house, and he sounds a lot better. His arm, he can use one of his arms. The other one still got a little problem with, and he's still doing, what do they call that? That exercising all the time. Therapy. Yeah, physical therapy thing, But he's coming around, so I talked to him in the last night. If he comes down here, I was going to give him that radio to play with.
Well, he doesn't have any anymore?
No, he sold everything a while ago, because he was spending time with his woman up there. But after this
stroke.
The stroke he had, that back, so I guess now he's getting bored to the point to where he's sitting on the radio and his voice is back good enough now where he can talk, so it's like, screw it.
Is he back at his daughter's or at his girlfriend's?
Well, he's still at his girlfriend.
Oh. But
I'm going to give him that antenna, Teddy, that you had. Tell him he's got to fix it. How's he going to fix it? With a battery gun, I'm going to assume? It's just a piece of wire, man.
Yeah, I think it's pulled off of the coax.
Yeah, just a piece of wire. I mean, I told him if nothing else, I'll give him a roll of wire and he can make a new antenna.
what, is it just standard wire or is it coax or what?
Well, that's a double bazooka, I think. But I told him if he couldn't get it to work, I says, I've got enough wire here. He just needs two pieces at 65 feet and a couple of insulators and some rope, and he's good to go.
Yeah, bazooka, that's made out of coax.
Well, he's got a piece of coax to use for a feed line. You take an SO239 connector and screw it into a damn ice scraper and make an antenna. It's not that big a deal, man. I got, a couple of them like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
One side goes to the center pin, the other side goes to the shield side of the connector. You hang that shit up in the air and you go.
Yeah. Hey, you said that computer's got a serial port with a fruit. I bet I know what kind. Fruit Loop.
No, I think it's either Raisin Bran or shredded wheat. The little ones with the sugar on them.
No, come on, the way you were acting earlier, it has to be Fruit Loops. The other end probably had Cheerios on it.
Lucky Charms.
Count Chocula.
Lucky Charms.
I don't think Dave's acting any other than he normally acts.
I know, right?
Well, I didn't say it was any different than he normally acts. I'm just saying the cereal port must be Fruit Loops.
What do you?
Hey, Dave, you don't have to worry about me asking questions about my Ford anymore.
Did you finally bury that thing?
Yeah, guy's coming to pick it up from Dodgeville Monday. He gave me $700 for it.
Awesome, dude. Scrap price is way low. You got a deal.
I got a piece of ice, and then when I slid off the ice, I hit something solid, and then frame cracked.
Yeah, get rid of it down the road. See ya. Have a nice day. Sayonara. Aloha, buenos buenos. Ciao. Adios. Arrivederci.
Yeah, but trying to find something to replace is going to be a nightmare.
So there's all kinds of crap out there. Yeah, there is. You just got to pick one of the better pieces of crap.
I only got about $3,000 to replace it with.
Yeah, you're going to have problems. This shit's getting expensive.
Yeah, I talked to the credit union and said, yeah, we'll give you money for another one, but God, I don't want to buy. I don't want to go in a hock again for another one.
I know. Who's with the CW? Good morning, whoever you are.
I don't hear no CW.
Oh yeah, there was somebody sending code in there.
Hard telling, Dave. Maybe because he can't get in, he's just trying it this way.
Maybe somebody was trying to ID. NIWQ, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Copy the
0WLU.
Necronium waves.
Morning, Mark.
The highest frequency radio in the shack.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning. Yeah, I guess it's a good morning. I gotta try to get it to Richard to get up and go out and look around the car lots today, but I don't think they're going to find anything. The green weenie finally bit the dust.
Well, for $3,000 you can buy a couple of good bicycles.
Yeah, but that's going to be kind of hard to tow that trailer up those hills on a bicycle.
Yeah, I suppose it would be. But going down, think of it that way.
Freddie Flintstone all over again.
My grandpa died peacefully, but I don't want to die like that because the passengers in the cars were screaming the hell out of each other trying as they went over the cliff.
Yeah.
One is going to be removed. I'm going to direct couple the RF hot side. I'm going to actually thread it to the radiator so it's not a clamp. It can get water in between it and oxidation as a result of this drying, especially in the summer. And then I'm going to get it another 10 feet. It's going to go from 57 to at least 67, and that'll...
We put up the center section. I had built it before Mike got here, and I had put the center sections together.
In the trunk and drove over the cliff.
Oh.
Good stuff. You go to YouTube and type in Eminem Stan.
You know where Sadolf Junkyard is, right?
Yeah?
Well, when I was working years ago at High Nisloff there, that big pink building with the chimney by it, down right on the corner. Anyway, one day we heard this loud bang, really loud. Oh my God! What the hell was that? It knocked some of the pictures and stuff off and lamps over it in the place where I was working at the furniture store there. And what happened? They threw they threw a car into the crusher, and somebody had a propane tank in the trunk, and they didn't check it. When they squashed the car, that thing went.
Oh, I'll bet.
Y9WQ.
W9 NHD.
And 0WLU. Take a 30-6 and blow all one of those LP tanks, see what it does.
They did that on Mythbusters.
I saw that.
Did you see that thing I posted the other day? They did a Mythbusters on if you got bigger boobs, you get more tips. And they found out that not only do the men give 30% more if you got bigger boobs, but the women.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
That morning, KG0 the building.
KG0B. Good morning, Jim. This is WA9LFO.
Good morning, Jim. And C9VXR down in Marshfield. And good morning, Ken.
Okay, very good. C9VXR in the number 2 slot. Followed by our
Preceded by, oh, get the words right, WNOFO.
Checking in here today. Right now we're running a drink, what we got on here today. And I might add that right now I've got a track temperature of 79 degrees even. So it's come up. It was 63 degrees in here when I walked in here about 6 o'clock this morning. So it's got things all warmed up and everything, and they got warmed up all right, that's for sure. It's getting pretty warm here. I took off my sweatshirt a little while ago, and it's getting a little bit warm in here. And anyway, that's what we got on today, Chris. Back to you, WA0YSL.
Great signal down here, John. Sounds nice. And let's see, where am I at? I am at 77 degrees, as usual, in the apartment. And 4 degrees outside, so I'll stay in the apartment. Tuesday morning, we touched 30 degrees below zero. Rumor is that was the coldest reporting temperature of the United States that morning, and boy, that's just when I was stepping out to go to work. I'll tell you what, you felt it. At least there was very little wind. All right, let's go to Jim, WB0F. Good morning. I didn't quite catch what you were running. Maybe you didn't tell us yet. If you're still there, AC0DN. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Chris. AC0DN. I'm the unnamed vintage radio net, WB0F. Good morning, Chris, everyone else, and John, the Drakes sound wonderful this morning, just sound really good, and that, of course, Operator 12 always sounds good there, Chris, and yeah, everybody I heard so far this morning sounds pretty darn good. I'm on Heathkit, SB101 this morning, Heathkit Green, the SB101 and the Night Eagle Black G104, and the SB600 matching power supply speaker, and running through a little tabletop amp, little LA1000 no tune amp supply company, one of Dennis Had's amplifiers, and let's see, ST2 Swan antenna tuner out to a bunch of wire in the trees, and a peak reading Swan watt meter at WM2000A showing me, or lying to me, whatever it's doing over there, it looks like I'm putting out about 500 watts, so, and I just saw one of the largest deer I've ever seen in my life standing out here munching on my spruce tree. They've really decimated the spruce trees this winter here, so I went to get my camera. When I got back, it was hiding behind the woods there a little bit, so missed it. But thanks, Chris, for doing the net today, and we'll sit back and just enjoy all the goodies. Back to you, Chris, WB0F.
That was the neighbor's cow that got out, Jim.
Was it who, John?
I say that was the neighbor's cow that got out.
Oh, is that why it looks black and white?
Go ahead, Jim.
Wouldn't that be something? Well, the setup is good. It sounds good down here, Jim. I'm peaking right around 300, somewhere between 300 and 400. The meter gets a little flaky in that area, so it should work. And let's see, our other net control is W0JLG. Jim, good morning to you. Let's see if you can get that 520 settled down.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we're somewhere in the neighborhood here, Chris. AC0DN, W0JLG Omaha. And me and the Gremlins here are running Kenwood GS520 Trigger Echo, and it's got the remote 520 VFO on it, and I'm running through the VFO because I don't know, something in the connection is playing games with me here on the expect. That's part of the fun of running the old radios. Summertime out here in the big city, 17 degrees, no wind, mostly clear, just a little bit of haze, and we've still got about 10 inches of snow. Nothing's melted, it's just kind of settled in on itself, but better days are coming, that's what they tell me. At least we're on the plus side. So, thanks for being here, Chris. We'll sit here and ride till the lights go out. W0JLG Omaha.
Okay, very good, Jim. Yeah, sounds fine now. So anyway, we'll get back to you. Let me run through the list of guys I got, and listen close because I'm going to run through them pretty quick. And then when I'm done with who I have here, if any of you are short times, you let me know, and then we'll take the other short times, and then we'll get started here. I have N0GBK, WB0GKW Kevin, W0GT Randy, LLB Butch, I have you on the list, CIK Jim, WD0AAH Mark, KA0O Doug, WA9NJR Ron with a big signal, KB0K Bruce, I heard you in there, N0OIJ Bob down in Oklahoma, N0ORU Steve, N0BAB, I think that was you, Mike, on a GT550. And then I didn't hear it, but I think it was WN0CKX. Johnny, I've got you on the list right behind DAZ. WA0JRM, Gary and KC. WB0SNF, heard you in there, Marshall. And then KV0X, Jim. Are any of those short time one and done?
Hey, Chris?
Yeah.
KV0X short time today.
N0DR at short time.
All right, let's hold on, guys. I only got two of most of those that were short time. What do you have there, Jim?
Did you get Tom over in Sedalia, Colorado?
No, electric apple juice?
Yeah, he was in there up towards the top, so, let's see, Tom, you want short time in case the band goes? Okay, Chris, could you copy Tom, electric apple juice? The band is already sliding towards Sedalia, over.
Yeah, I only caught bits and pieces. What's he running?
I couldn't copy real good, but put him on the short list. Tom, what are you running? I think the band's going to fly it early, over. Okay, I've got that usual gang right below us playing their silly games, Chris, but he's running Swan 500 Charlie, the Zep, and Gary in Kansas City. Could you copy Tom better than me?
Yeah, D104 Mike, and he's get tuner.
I got it. I copied most of that when the 500 Charlie and the center fed Zep. So, John, we're going to let you go. We'll call that your short time check-in. And thanks for hanging out with us and putting up with the band, over. Okay, I think he turned it back. Did you have anything else, guys?
He said something about Gary. Gary, did you get a copy?
He didn't thank me for the relay, and he said he looked forward to this every Saturday.
Awesome. We look forward to hearing from you, Tom. It's good to hear from Colorado. All right, the couple other short times I got, KB0K Bruce down in Lincoln. Good morning.
Good morning, KB0K Lincoln. Well, we're in a plus time this morning also. We've got 13 degrees, 98% relative humidity, and we got a 29.90 barometer. It's overcast right now, but we have no new chilly in. That's about it for here. I'm running the deep to drink DR4C. I didn't know it was drink day, but I'm on it now. I'm on the DR4C with the D104 mic, going to an image or tuner, and going out to a revised dipole. That's it. Thank you. Take it okay, and we'll see you next Saturday.
You bet. Thanks, Bruce. Sounds good. And catch you next Saturday. The other one I caught is KV0X. Jim's short time, or what you running, Jim?
Oh, we got the old Gazo FT101 Zulu Delta on today. It's been kind of lonely. Been running Swans and Holocrafters lately, but I chased the Swans out of the shack. I'm rearranging things. That's the Turner Super Sidekick microphone and plugged into it.
and another Denny had special, GTR 2000L with the 3CX 1500 Yahoo. That's running the Pulsar 18.5K tuner out to the homebrew dipole. It's about, about 250 feet away from me. So anyway, that's the basic rundown. And rearranging the shack here, I'm trying to make the shack that makes a little more sense rather than hodgepodge setup it is now. Going to come up with a Studio B kind of thing for all the tube-related hollow state stuff's going to be. So, I'll say 73, I got a errand to run today. I'm going to pick up yet another Yaesu for the shack. So, everyone take care. Have a great radio day. King Victor Zero X-ray from beautiful downtown Boodham, Minnesota.
Okay, well, you take care and good luck with the organization project there. I've got the same I'm trying to talk myself into here. But, you know, these old things, these old rigs and amps are just getting too heavy. You might just stay put. Thanks for joining us. I know there's at least 3 others of this first list that were short time. Try it again, guys.
Zero D alarm.
Okay, Alpha Foxtrot, Zero November. 80-0. Man, the receive here is just awful. I want to say, Marshall, were you short time? I think I lost Marshall. There's a couple quiet ones, but let's get AF0N. Tom here in Columbus, AC0DN. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Chris, and to the net. Today we're running a Kenwood PS140S with the hand microphone, and we're going through a Kenwood AC200 tuner up to the 84-liter dipole. And I'm not quite sure how this audio is going to be on this radio, but you might comment on it, Chris. Thanks, AF0N.
Well, as close as we are, I kind of expect to hear a little distortion just because as close as we are, but it seems really poppy on your,
Fine, we're not in.
Too much into the year, so it's been a busy season, but it's normal for this time of the year. Year effect and end of the year.
An early part of the year always seems to be an uptick in that kind of garbage. But it's job security for me, so anyway, and I couldn't hear Howard, just FYI, for a signal report. I could tell he was in there, but I couldn't hear.
Yeah, he's going to the Indianapolis Colts. It's DOA. He already has his uniform picked out. I hope he does okay there. I think there's worse places he could go, I think. Anyway, I wish him well there. Give us another team to try to follow. WD0GMD. I'm going to stand by for that.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I feel bad for him. I think that part of his problems was not was with what he had for receivers and his protectors and stuff didn't seem to cover him very well. Hopefully he can do better at the next place he's at. This is KD0UNI. Anybody else want to say hello this morning? It's 8:15. That starts at 8:30. AB0XD, are you on frequency? I'm doing good. Got a couple that have checked in and are not going to be here. One of them is N0 JDP, Mobile He, and Grant, Victor Alpha 4 Golf Delta. Yeah, he was mobile, N0JDP was mobile when he talked to me. He was getting ready to park the truck for the day, and he had some other things to do, and Grant was going to go down to another Canadian net, so he needed to get in and out.
And the Midwest Classic Radio Net, this is...
Okay, nothing heard. Let's move on to Reed, K7YX. Go ahead.
W0MH in the group. This is K7YX. Okie dokie. I didn't know that about Texas's power grid. That almost sounds like something California would do. It seems like even they are too smart to do something like that. But I guess I've always been part of the East Grid or the West Grid, mostly the East Grid. My wife worked for the power company when we lived in Michigan, so I got all the facts and the scoop there. But it's something that you just take for granted until they take it away from you. The same thing with the water down in Texas. It's something you almost take for granted because it's always been there until they take it away from you, and then you start screaming and gnashing of teeth and all that sort of stuff. But I guess we're somewhat more fortunate up here with our services. I'm trying to think if I've ever been anywhere where service has gone out for a long period of time. Long period being more than an hour or two. Just having the power go out for an hour or two can be a real hassle. Especially if you have refrigerators and freezers and stuff that you have to, what I usually do is I would tape them shut so that the kids wouldn't stand there with the door open looking for what they wanted, letting all the cold out. I would just tape the doors shut. If you need to get in there, ask. Let's see. Mention the weather is clear here, which is very unusual. We haven't had clear weather on a Saturday morning in quite a while here. But sun is shining brightly, and the ground is all white. I keep yawning for some reason. Let's see. Do we have a topic for this week? I know we've banged around the VNA for the last few weeks from time to time, and I don't see anything in my previous week's notes to jog my memory. But it's interesting, except for the fact that Dan is missing today. Same old people, same group, every week. But 4 or 5 people you can always count on being here. Let's see. What was my, I was going to talk about a project. Now I can't even remember what the project was. Well, this is a slow starting weekend. Oh well.
let me send it back to Mark. Maybe he'll think of something. W0MH in the group. This is K7YX.
And W0MH returning at, gosh, it's 5 degrees in Brainerd. Temperature's going up. Now, Reed, you mentioned same old people. Now watch it when you say old, hi. And about the refrigerator, I thought that at a power outage you were supposed to open the refrigerator in once every half hour just to see if the beer is still cold. You want to check it to make sure it's still cold, hi. Now, on another matter here, there's a Zoom meeting for all of us, Quarter Century Wireless Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock today. Now, if you haven't received an invitation, let me know and I'll pass it along to Dan, and he'll send you an email invitation. But I'm planning on attending at 1 o'clock today. It's easy to do. Gosh, the computer's right next to my amp station. How good is that? So, what else we got going on here? Oh, well, I think the topic today is power outages. Back in, I believe it was 2001, we had a 25-hour power outage citywide in Brainerd. 25 hours, no power anywhere in the city of Brainerd. It had to do with a tornado that came by and cut the power lines from the main substation. There's actually 2 feeds from the main substation, and the tornado cut across both feeds. So there was a substation isolated from the city, and it took them that long to get it connected again. Power poles are down on the ground, and it was a mess. Anyway, so that was an interesting experience. Grocery stores were throwing out food. Oh, it just went on and on and on. So, back to, let's see, this is Mark, Net Control, W0MH. Let's move on. Let's see, the next one on the list is Bill, K0FZG. Go ahead.
W0MH group, K0FZG. Okay, well, throwing another 2 cents with you on the electrical thing. And I won't bring it up again, but let's see, electrical use and solar and all that. That's a whole topic that unfortunately was made political rather than based on truth, justice, and American way, I guess. But it's always been a basic deal to make an economic case for. Of course, there's intangibles. Let's go with that. Other than financial and short-term and direct. Solar, MP has done a lot of small solar farms in areas and stuff. Of course, the thing with solar is that, like I say, it doesn't generate when the sun shines, so you need something else to go and fill in when the sun's not shining. And batteries have always been a problem. They're getting better, but there's still a ways to go on them. You need a storage medium. Wind is the same way. Wind, if it quits blowing, you're not generating. And Larry's so much correct on how you got to operate those things, but they do operate under controls that you're building. The wind farms that I was involved in doing the communications with was back when they first started doing it out in North Dakota, and there's a high-speed data network tying all this stuff together, and that stuff goes down and you got to shut it down. If it runs away, I remember there was a video on the internet a few years back of a wind generator that got into the runaway mode, and they had video of it disintegrating, which was kind of interesting and somewhat disturbing too. But I know that originally the thought was that the problem was down in Texas was icing up. It was not freezing so much. It's icing up the blades so you get vibration, and that's why they got to shut them down. The same thing can happen when the wind gets too strong, is they have to shut them down or throttle them back so that the don't overspeed and vibrate themselves to death. So anyway, this is a little things about that. Another interesting thing on the energy storage thing. What giving away trade secrets here. What AMP did, I think was one of their strokes of genius, that when they start doing the wind generation, they were also getting hydro generation from Canada, Manitoba Hydro, Nelson River Project stuff. Was involved in building communication systems to Canada for that. Anyways, the whole idea is when the wind is blowing, they figured they could use that in the system, and Canada wouldn't have to use they send the power north, and Canada wouldn't could store up water to use for the generation in back in the Nelson River system. And then when the sun wasn't blowing, then they would blow the other way, and it actually it worked out quite well. You always got to have a contingency. Now it shut down, I believe, all but
You're only receiving a portable when you're trying to figure out who's yelling at you, so.
I think, Earl, you gotta put that amp on your priority list. Yeah, we'll take it. This is KD0, you and I. We'll start the North Dakota Weather and Road Information Net in a couple minutes. Do I have anybody that needs to be in and out this morning? In and outs, I'll take them now.
Put K0TN in and out. I don't copy Earl at all there.
K0TN, I got you, and I understand you don't copy Earl. And who else?
K0UJ.
Uncle John, got any comments before you run?
I sure do. You know what? I got a good signal on everybody. Even Earl is plenty strong down here, so it must be a band condition problem and not an equipment problem. Over.
It is, but when he runs an amp, it is better, Uncle John. He's got an amp that he needs to fix, and he's apparently put it on the back burner. So, good to hear you this morning. What's on your schedule for today?
Well, I got a lot of stuff to do. I've been running so many activity trips lately. I kind of got way behind on my laundry and other things, that kind of get run down when I don't get them done because I'm running around here and there like a chicken with my head cut off. Over.
Well, thank you for checking in this morning. Appreciate that.
Besides, there is no teaching of the purgatory in the Bible anywhere. Yet, even some Christians believe there is a hell somewhere to torment the wicked dead people. It is a lack of knowledge that we end up in believing in the hell doctrine. There is a hell, but not hell right now, tormenting somebody. First of all, the Bible is very clear about the dead, state of dead. When we die, we rest in the grave until Jesus comes back to resurrect the righteous dead and take them along with living righteous to heaven for 1,000 years. Then Jesus will come down with New Jerusalem to settle.
And Hillel II, president of the Jewish Sanhedrin in the 3rd century. The actions taken by these two men continue to impact the entire world to this day. Everyone of every nation, including every religion, has been affected by their actions. Multitudes have been misled. How about you?